They say that great art requires a piece of the artist's soul, a painter's vision, a writer's heart, a musician's passion. We treat it as a metaphor. But some instruments are older and hungrier than others. And they don't ask for a piece of you. They demand the whole thing. Clara was a cellist of incredible talent but middling success. She had the skill, the fire, but lacked the one thing that separates the good from the great, a unique voice. Her playing was technically perfect, but it was hollow. She knew it. The world knew it. She found the cello in a dusty antique shop in a forgotten corner of Prague. It had no maker's mark, no label. It was made of a dark, almost black wood, with a grain that seemed to shift and swirl like smoke. The shopkeeper, a man with eyes as old as the city, sold it to her for a price that felt like a mistake or a theft. His only warning was a quiet, cryptic phrase: "It demands an honest audience." The moment she drew her bow across its strings, she knew. The sound was unlike any she had ever heard. It was a voice from the depths of a well, a sound of profound, heartbreaking sorrow, yet it was so beautiful it made her ache. It felt alive. The cello changed her. It seemed to guide her hands, her fingers flying across the fingerboard to play melodies she had never learned. The music that flowed from it was intricate, dissonant, and ancient. It spoke of forgotten tragedies and timeless grief. Her small apartment performances left audiences stunned, often weeping, without knowing why. She was no longer just playing music. She was conducting raw, unfiltered emotion. Her star began to rise. But a quiet dread began to grow in her. She noticed the music was changing her, too. She would hear its mournful melodies in her sleep. Sometimes, during the day, she would experience jarring flashes of memory that were not her own. The flickering gaslights of a 19th-century Viennese concert hall, the rough-hewn walls of a tavern in the 1600s, the scent of rain on a cobblestone street she'd never visited. She took the instrument to a luthier, an old master craftsman, hoping to learn its origins. He examined it for hours, his reverence slowly turning to unease. "There is no maker's mark," he said, his voice a whisper. "It is as if it was not made, but grown." He used a small, flexible camera to inspect the interior. And that's when he found them. Faintly carved into the dark inner wood were names. Dozens of them, in different scripts and languages, layered over one another. Each was followed by a date, stretching back centuries. It was a hidden ledger of its previous owners. Clara felt a cold not tighten in her stomach. That night, she couldn't sleep. She felt weaker, more transparent. Her own memories of childhood felt distant and faded, like old photographs, while the memory of playing for a long-dead king in a drafty castle felt as real as yesterday. The cello wasn't just sharing memories. It was replacing them. It was consuming her. She had to know what the oldest inscription said. She begged the luthier to help her decipher the faint, archaic script at the very bottom. A day later, he called her back, his voice trembling. It wasn't a name. It was a phrase in archaic Latin. "Qui canet, vivid in me." What does it mean? Clara asked, though she already knew the answer in her soul. The luthier's voice was barely audible. "It means, he who plays, lives on in me." The truth was absolute and horrifying. The cello was a vessel, a prison. The incredible, soulful music she was playing wasn't her own. It was the harmonized sorrow of every musician who had ever touched it. Each player's talent, their memories, their very essence, was absorbed into the wood upon their death, their voice added to the tragic chorus. The price for its perfect, soul-stirring music was, literally, the player's soul. And her name would be the next on the list. She could feel it happening. The hollowness inside her was growing. She had a choice. Destroy the instrument, a priceless piece of art and history, and release the hundreds of trapped souls, and what was left of herself, into nothingness. Or, she could play one last, triumphant concert, embrace her fate, achieve the legendary status she'd always dreamed of, and become the cello's newest, strongest voice. She chose a third path. She locked herself in her apartment. She set up a single microphone and a camera. She fought against the cello's mournful pull, the complex symphonies of the dead screaming in her mind. And she began to play. Not their music. Hers. A simple, quiet lullaby her mother used to sing to her. The one clear, untainted memory she had left. She played it for hours, over and over, her fingers bleeding, her mind fracturing. She poured every last ounce of her fading self, her love, her fear, her identity, into that one simple song, recording it, creating a loop. Which brings us to now. to this recording. You are looking at a static image of the Alden Cello, sitting alone in Clara's empty apartment. The music you are hearing is the lullaby she recorded. But listen closely. Beneath the simple melody, can you hear it? A faint, dissonant chorus of strings. Hundreds of other voices, trying to break through her song, trying to drown it out. Clara trapped the cello, and herself, in a digital cage. As long as this recording plays, her simple, human lullaby keeps the chorus of souls at bay. It holds the instrument in a state of perfect, silent balance. She left only one note next to her recording equipment. A simple, desperate plea, not for herself, but for the next person who might find the instrument. A warning that now applies to you, the listener, the new guardian of this prison of sound. The note read, "Don't let it stop playing."